Hello, welcome back to another episode, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. And today we'll be talking about the Leon Bailey as well as the Bailey Kadamartri situation over there with the Reggae Boys. Now, yesterday, Coach Jaime Hallgrimson named a squad of players that he's expected to take to the Nations League semi-final game against the United States. A couple of those players aren't eligible to play because of card, the likes of Shamar Nicholson and Demarai Gray. Leon Bailey was omitted from that list of names primarily due to disciplinary concerns, as we heard from Coach Hallgrimson. But before I even go any further, let me say a big shout out to the sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, Quicklink Shipping has you covered. What I'll do now, I'll go through the list of players that are expected to be in Texas in a couple of days' time, as the Jamaican national team will be looking to play against the US national team in the semi-final round of the Nations League. Now, there are some surprises, but there are some names that we expected to be there. The goalkeepers, we have Andre Blake, we have Shaquan Davis, Jamali Waite. For the defenders, we have Richard King, Damian Lowe, Deshaun Bernard, Michael Hector, Dexter Lembekisa, Tavon Gray and Greg Lee. In midfield, we have Daniel Johnson, we have Joel Latibodir, we have Bobby D. Cordova-Reed, Heroy Anderson, Casey Palmer, and Ronaldo Cephas. For the forwards, we have Corey Burke, we have Bailey Kadamartri, not sure as yet, question mark there, Demarai Gray, Shamar Nicholson, we have Mikel Antonio, Jamal Lowe, and Kaheem Dixon. Now, young Kaheem Dixon played for Jamaica a couple of, I think, days ago, really, against Trinidad and Tobago. We played 2 games against Trinidad and Tobago. We got 1 goal from both games. That goal came from Kaheem Dixon. He's been impressive in the National Premier League, and it's good to see when youngsters like Kaheem are given an opportunity to showcase their talent in the senior program. Now, Leon Bailey's situation, I think, is a little bit tricky. The coach wants to make an example of Leon Bailey. There are a lot of youngsters coming through the setup. Leon Bailey is one of those senior players. But, again, no one is bigger than the team. And I think that's the message that Coach Hallgrimson is out to send out. Reports coming in indicated that, what's his name? Craig Butler said Leon Bailey snubbed the call-up instead, and it wasn't disciplinary concerns. So, whatever the cause is, Coach Hallgrimson said it's disciplinary concerns. Will work with him for now. But the reason for this particular episode wasn't to talk about Leon Bailey. He's Jamaica's best player in Europe right now, and that's not even up for debate. But with the national program, we oftentimes see a different Leon Bailey than we see with the Aston Villa team. So kudos to Leon Bailey and what he and his Aston Villa team are currently doing, both domestically as well as in Europe. But for Bailey Kadamartri, which I think is the main concern, he plays for Sheffield Wednesday, who's currently playing in the Championship. He's had 19 appearances so far this season, scored 3 goals, big figure, 18 years of age. A lot of Jamaican fans were excited to see Bailey as a part of the setup. Mind you, he is eligible to represent 4 countries. Yes, you got it right, 4 countries, at least based on the reports that we received. Currently, he's being pursued by Jamaica, as we saw with the squad announcement, and wait for it, England. So, England under 19 coach, he named Bailey Kadamartri as a part of his squad for their upcoming fixtures. Now, England under 19, they'll be looking to play the US as well in their upcoming fixtures. So they have 2 games coming up. One of those games is against the United States. Jamaica has a game immediately. The semi-final Nations League going to be played on Thursday in the United States, and we'll be playing against the US. If we make it past that one, then we'll play the final on, I think, maybe Saturday or Sunday, the 24th. All right. So if we don't make it past, I think we'll be playing another game regardless. So it's 2 games. But I think we've gotten to the space where the question again now becomes, is Jamaica the second choice for a lot of these players. And I won't come out and I won't bash any of these players because they grew up, in this case with Bailey, he was born in Leeds, he grew up in England, everything that he knows is England. And I think Troy Deeney spoke about it a couple of years ago when he was asked why he didn't represent Jamaica. And I think it's a similar case. We saw Mikel Antonio make this step, and he came across, and he's been representing Jamaica for the last couple of months / years. But I think in this young man's situation, he's looking to see which is the best road for him to get the best out of his career. I think from his club's standpoint, they would want to see him represent England, especially on the 19 level, and hopefully make a senior appearance, because when he moves on, and he will move on, and I think a lot of the clubs, especially those who are strained financially, they've already accepted that the best young talent will be moving on to bigger clubs. And in the case of Bailey, there are a lot of clubs around England currently monitoring his progress. Now, if he plays for England, if he plays for the under-19 and he goes on to play for the senior team, Sheffield will be earning big bucks. And Sheffield Wednesday, let me correct that, because Sheffield United is playing in the Premier League. So Sheffield Wednesday, who's currently playing in the Championship, they will be earning big bucks. One, because of his age, obviously, and two, because of the English tax that's usually slapped on to English players when they are sold locally. All right, so I think that's the reason from his club standpoint. From his standpoint, will he be given enough minutes in the Jamaica senior team currently in comparison to the England under-19 team? I think from a development standpoint, he stands a better chance of getting minutes with the England under-19 team, primarily, and I say this not because I'm a Jamaican or I'm a Reggae Boys fans, but I think currently, there are so many players ahead of him in the Jamaican senior team. I think there is Corey Burke, who's already there. There's Mikel Antonio, and even in the absence of the likes of Shamar Nicholson, which we don't expect to be playing on Thursday, and Leon Bailey, who's obviously not there. Demari Gray obviously won't be playing on Thursday either. I still think he's a little bit down the pecking order. So I think Coach Holgrims will be looking to start Mikel Antonio, and then coming from the bench, maybe Corey Burke. Maybe he'll get a minute or two. How does that benefit him? Not much. I think on the flip side, if he goes on and he plays for the England under-19 team, he will be given more opportunity to play. And this still leaves the door open for him to represent Jamaica, England, Ireland, and Italy, the 4 countries. I know Jamaica is a little bit further along than the other countries, but I still think from a development standpoint, him going and playing for the under-19 team currently is more beneficial to him. From the Jamaican standpoint, now what does that mean? I think from the Jamaica Football Federation, they will be feeling as if it's cake to the face, because agreements would have been made behind the scene. They would have spoken to the representatives from the players' side, and I think there would have been some sign-off before they announced a list of players, which included him. All right, so I don't think the Jamaica Football Federation would just go out and say, okay, you're included in the squad. I think they may have extended a call-up. If he accepts it, if he refuses it, then you name the squad, but you don't name the squad and then find out afterwards that the player has received a call up from the England team and has accepted the call up. We saw with Gareth Southgate, who came out and said Ben White wasn't a part of the setup because they received a call from Arsenal prior, and as such they didn't name Ben White as a part of the setup. So is this a similar situation? I don't know. I won't go into the details because I'm not privy to that information, but from an objective standpoint, I would think that's a rational thing to do before announcing a player as a part of the squad. Because now there is confusion amongst the fans. Will he be playing for Jamaica or will he be playing for the England under-19 team? And then there are some Jamaican fans who will even go as far as to say he has rejected Jamaica or rejected the Jamaica call-up and he has chosen England over Jamaica. What that means is, going forward, should the player decide to represent Jamaica, he would have already rubbed a lot of the fans the wrong way. All right, so won't go too much into that. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. Remember, share your thoughts in the comment section below. There's also major developments because Jamaica, we may get lucky. I know we've already been saying it, Mason Greenwood decided to play for Jamaica and it's nailed on. I have another development because Manchester United will be looking to sell Mason Greenwood come the summer. They're looking to recoup just about £40 million for the youngster. And what that means is, or what that is saying to me is, based on his previous transgressions, Manchester United will not be willing to give him another opportunity at the club. All right. Now, if Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in England, is not willing to give him an opportunity to right his wrongs, I don't think England will be considering to give him another opportunity, especially because of the surplus of talent that England currently have in where he plays. So it's not as if, okay, if we don't give him another chance, we'll be putting ourselves at a major disadvantage. England currently aren't in that position, and as such, I think they can afford to move on from Mason Greenwood. And what that means is their loss is Jamaica's gain. I expect the Jamaican Football Federation to go in and sweep up Mason Greenwood, and sooner rather than later, I expect to see him amongst the national setup. But again, that's my view. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say about that. Share your thoughts on all three topics that we discussed today. Leon Bailey being disciplined. Do you think the decision by Coach Hall Grimson was just? Share that that thought in the comment section. Bailey, Cadamartri, him choosing to represent England under 19 over the Jamaica senior team. Was this a wise decision from the youngster? Is this the right decision as it relates to his development and the progress of his career? Let's hear your thoughts on that as well. And finally, Mason Greenwood being released by Manchester United or being sold by Manchester United. Does that bear good news, or is that good news for the Jamaican national team? Let's hear all those answers in the comment section below. And remember, folks, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. We also have the Halftime TV show podcast on all platforms. You can get it on your Apple Podcasts. You can get it on Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can check it out, add it to your favorites as well. Remember, Halftime TV for honest and objective sporting opinions. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, have a wonderful weekend. Peace out.